Ruth, the Moabite woman, is one of the most beloved figures in the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament, a model of faithfulness, loyalty, and divine providence. Her story is told in the book of Ruth, one of the shortest yet most beautiful books in Scripture. Here's an overview of her story and significance. Background: Ruth was a Moabite, a foreigner from the land of Moab, east of the Dead Sea. She married one of the sons of Elimelech and Naomi, an Israelite family from Bethlehem who had moved to Moab during a famine. Ruth chapter 1 verses 1-4. After her husband, father-in-law, and brother-in-law died, Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem, urging her two widowed daughters-in-law to stay in Moab. Ruth's loyalty and conversion. Ruth's response to Naomi is one of the most famous declarations of loyalty in Scripture. "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Ruth chapter 1 verses 16-17. With these words, Ruth not only pledges love and devotion to Naomi but also expresses faith in the God of Israel, leaving behind her own nation and gods. This marks her as one of the earliest examples of a Gentile convert to the faith of Israel. Life in Bethlehem. Upon returning to Bethlehem, Ruth supports Naomi by gleaning grain in the fields, a right granted to the poor and foreigners, Leviticus chapter 19 verses 9-10. She happens to glean in the field of Boaz, a wealthy and kind landowner who turns out to be a relative of Naomi's late husband. Impressed by Ruth's loyalty and humility, Boaz treats her with great generosity. Marriage to Boaz. Following Naomi's guidance, Ruth seeks Boaz as a kinsman redeemer, Hebrew, Goel, a relative who could marry a widow to preserve the family line. Boaz agrees, after ensuring the legal right, and marries Ruth. Their union symbolizes God's providence and inclusion of outsiders into his covenant family. Ruth's legacy. Ruth and Boaz have a son named Obed, who becomes the grandfather of King David, Ruth chapter 4 verse 17. This makes Ruth, a foreigner, an ancestor of Jesus Christ, Matthew chapter 1 verse 5, emphasizing the universality of God's salvation plan. Themes and lessons. Loyalty and love. Ruth's devotion to Naomi exemplifies steadfast love, hesed in Hebrew. God's providence. Even in hardship, God's hand guides events for good. Inclusion. Ruth's story shows that faith, not ethnicity, determines one's place in God's family. Hope and redemption. From loss and exile comes restoration and blessing.
Subscribe, like, share.